And I have to give shout out to Ripple for really putting in all of the time, the money, the effort, and assembling a world-class legal team in order to push back against the SEC.
If you approach the regulators with you need to adapt to us, I mean, that is dead on arrival. You have to acknowledge, Ben Bernanke, the former head of the US Fed, came to one of Ripple's customer events. And one of the things he said is, countries will not give up their ability to control monetary supply. They will roll tanks into the streets first because it's giving up sovereignty.
The Vatican has told all of its people that whatever funds they have across the world to send them all back to the Vatican by September 30th, which is like 4 days after the end of the Shemitah.
You take the red coin, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
If you got a bag, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra bullishness. Shout out to the latest sub, Samuel in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead, throw on those pilot shades, and buckle up, because the future is extra bright. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today, 979 billion, up about 1.4% in the past 24 hours. We got XRP getting close to that number 6 spot, 41 cents, up 24% in the past 7 days. XRP still on fire. BTC 19K. We got E1300, and we have Stellar XLM in the number 28 spot, 11.5 cents, up about 10.6 in the past 7 days. Breaking stablecoin bill draft by the U.S. House plans to implement a 2-year ban on algorithmic stablecoins. Checking out the opening party of Mainnet 2022. Representing the XRP ledger. Strange bad fellows united by common frustrations with the SEC. Ripple CEO sits down with the longtime antagonist, 2-bit idiot. Brad Garlinghouse says he's sick of the shit that's not true about Ripple XRP and centralization. Calls for an end of tribalism. Big Brad Garlinghouse, Mainnet 2022. We're just 1 hour away from the inaugural roundtable event hosted in London to discuss privacy considerations for new forms of digital money. All Ripple gets is a shout out after they faced this all by themselves with no help for 2 years. A lot of shame to go around. John Deaton tried to tell them Ripple was fighting for all of crypto, but they didn't care since it wasn't Bitcoin or Ethereum.
But what happened is smaller companies didn't have the resources to take the process all the way through the courts. Later today, we'll have Ryan Selkis and Brad Garlinghouse talking about the state of the Ripple case where the SEC has pursued Ripple. And I have to give shout out to Ripple for really putting in all of the time, the money, the effort, and assembling a world-class legal team in order to push back against the SEC.
Ripple got the A team. We got the evidence. Get the jumpsuits, get the jail cells ready. We also got the tech, XRP. No upgrades, no merges needed. How can you not love Jeremy Coffin from library.com?
Sure, I agree with that. I mean, I'm arguably the least qualified person to give advice on this topic because I believe I'm the only one currently.
Tell us about your t-shirt.
Yeah, that's right. Got to give the people what they want. Someone gave this shirt to me, so I actually forget who. Thank you, whoever you are. So yeah, I'm being sued by the SEC. Arguably not qualified to answer this. I do agree that going as big as possible. Like I wish I had gone bigger. I tried to do it the right way. I got in trouble for being open and transparent and honest, and the people who went bigger ended up getting in less trouble. So there is a lesson in that. And then the other thing I'd say is really like the notion of there being this objective rule of law is a completely false notion. It is not a true notion. The laws are not enforced objectively. The laws are not enforced fairly. Regulators have their own biases and things that they're interested in. So don't model it that way. And the lawyers will frequently, the way that lawyers will interact with you, they'll tell you the letter of the law. That's not the way enforcement works. So go beyond what your lawyer tells you. Understand the agencies that you're actually dealing with. Understand their motivations and who are they going to go after. Because there absolutely are ways where there's sometimes ways where you can do it anyway and not get their attention. So that's what I'll say.
FDSEC. XRPL community, we are beyond thrilled to announce that Spend the Bits has been the selected finalist to move into the second phase of the CBDC hackathon under the interoperability category. Just in, NASDAQ launches Bitcoin Assets unit to offer custody services for BTC and Ethereum. institutional investors. Had the pleasure of sitting down with Straight Times on Ripple's strong customer momentum, and I feel that as regulatory frameworks take shape, we'll see a less Wild West and more accountability in crypto. We'll see XRP rise to the occasion. ISO 222 crypto, what it means for cryptocurrency industry. An article by We Are IR, quote, at this point, Ripple's XRP is the only cryptocurrency player officially part of the ISO 222 financial industry messaging scheme. And Hamilton says, to be clear, ISO 222 does not certify cryptocurrencies. XRP is no more or less compliant to ISO 222 than any other cryptocurrency. ISO 222 is not based on DLT. ISO 222 is just a standard to describe the format of financial messages. It can use anything. Yes, Ripple are part of the standard boards and have stated their software, RippleNet, will be able to ingest ISO 222 messages. XRP ISO 222 crypto list. James Rule XRP says, any exit strategies out there? At what price will XRP have to be to start taking profits, and what percentage will you sell at first? James Rule says, I'm projecting 5% of my holdings at $7 to $10. I will never sell all of my XRP, not financial advice. Crypto to hit literally billions of users by 2027, Pantera CEO. If you got a bag, welcome to the party. Our guests are starting to arrive. XRP, Rosie Rios, the train's left the station.
Money's kind of an interesting thing. People seem to like to talk to me about it. I mean, they don't ask me how to dance or anything like that, but they do. They ask about money. And so if we'll put up 20-1, it's a photo of a $20 bill down in the lower left-hand corner. Incidentally, I think Rosie Rios, who signed this note, I think she signed more U.S. currency than any other person in history. So if you see Rosie, you cozy up to her. I mean, this is a woman that has issued a lot of currency.
Rosie Rios, anybody? Ripple appoints former Treasurer of the United States, Rosie Rios, to the board of directors. All roads lead to the bridge. The RippleNet is liquid wet. ETHgate, the SEC's plan for proof-of-stake regulations make Ethereum's proof-of-work fork even more attractive, says Chandler Gu.
China POS is definitely more energy efficient, isn't it? It's definitely more secure as well. So why would projects want to remain in proof of work? How much of that could as well be about these concerns that we've heard over the last few days about the Securities and Exchange Commission in the US, the SEC, trying to regulate all proof of stake networks?
After SEC's announcement, POS will be the problem. And after merge, POS developer think it's not a good choice. Even the POS is good. It's just to become a company. They're not a public chain. Before, POW is a public chain. A lot of the developer and a lot of the miner, a lot of the holder, they do their own job. It's kind of the democracy, right? But right now they're changing to the kind of company. The company means controlled by some big holder, not everyone. So more and more people believe the SEC is a big problem and a huge problem for the Ethereum POS. So people just for their own money, they must take responsibility for their own money. So there are people sell the Ether to the ETHW. And more, I think after the 1 year, everything on the Ethereum POS will be built on the Ether POW because they're twin brother.
So you're saying that we could see the market return to ETH POW over concerns about regulation?
RIP ETH, XRP's coming. Link to extra bullish on Ripple. Ripple could well return to its pre-December 2020 status in the next 90 days and potentially a lot earlier if a settlement occurs. That would mean our continued ability to acquire Ripple shares in quantity and at relatively low prices is not assured. First come, first served. The IMF says interest rates hikes are increasingly synchronized around the world, with frequency and magnitude of the increase accelerating in several countries. Bob Bernanke, former head of the US Fed, came to one of Ripple's customer events, and one of the things he said is countries will not give up their ability to control monetary supply. They'll roll the tanks into the streets first because it's giving up sovereignty.
If you approach the regulators with you need to adapt to us, I mean, that is dead on arrival. Like in my experience and globally, and frankly, even here in Davos, meeting with financial regulators in all kinds of countries, I think we have to acknowledge, Ben Bernanke, the former head of the US Fed, came to one of Ripple's customer events. And one of the things he said is, countries will not give up their ability to control monetary supply. They will roll tanks into the streets first because it's giving up sovereignty. Now, we could debate whether or not some countries at the longer tail ever had control of their money supply. But the G20, I think I agree with Jeremy that digital cash, cash is anonymous and private and all those things. But if you ever walk into the bank and ask to withdraw $20,000 of cash, they're going to ask you a lot of questions.
Digital Pound Foundation, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, plans to start trials of its central bank digital currency in the fourth quarter. South China Morning Post. Something's brewing here. The Vatican makes a shocking announcement to move its funds back worldwide. Is this a sign of a major market collapse by the end of September? Shemitah recession?
Every 7 years, on the exact end day of the Shemitah, which is the exact end day of basically the Jewish year every 7 years, there's usually a major market collapse, and it's actually usually on the exact day. This is a Shemitah year, and it actually ends on September 26th, which is a Monday. So I've definitely said to keep your eyes on that date. But when I saw this, I was like, what? It's a German politician.
Dieser 24. September 2022 wird uns allen als ein Tag im Gedächtnis bleiben, von dem wir später einmal sagen werden, ich weiß noch genau, wo ich war.
And even more interesting, on top of the German politician saying September 24th is going to be like a day that everyone on Earth will remember, the Vatican has told all of its people that whatever funds they have across the world, to send them all back to the Vatican by September 30th, which is like 4 days after the end of the Shemitah. And of course, when they tell people this, you don't just wire billions of dollars on like September 29th when the Pope told you to have it back there by the 30th, right? You probably do it a few days before. And they probably mentioned that to them. So the Vatican seems to know something's going on. So something like these birds flying by, black birds, black clouds, something ominous seems to be on the horizon.
XRP has the most bullish setup in all of crypto as of today. Revival breakout and play with the potential to break out the long-term downtrend in the face of a bear market. Retweet if you got those bags packed, locked and loaded. With that being said, David Schwartz says, having never seen an actual Brad Garlinghouse, this is what an AI thinks a person named Brad Garlinghouse should look like. Get ready for those rockets to fly. Where will you be when David Schwartz flips that switch? We'll catch you up here at the tippy top. I am the XRP Bagman, the Moon Commander, currently up here on the mothership, stuffing some bags and enjoying the show. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, smashing those likes for some more Moon O'Clock news. Hope y'all continue to stay extra bullish out there. Continue holding those good vibes. Remember to sell the FUD, buy up that bag. XRP. Don't forget to spread that liquid love. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to drop a subscribe. Drop a comment down below. All the OG diamond hands, drop a comment down below. Drop an elbow on that like button. We'll catch you up here, top floor for the moon party. BYOB. Bring your own bag. Peace out, Crypto Ghost.
You didn't buy, you crying. I'm sorry, no, I'm lying. Bags full, no denying. Bags full, no denying. We hold the gold, and when we blow, ain't no told you so's. I'm a big ghost. I'm a big ghost. We renegades, we hold the change. The phoenix gonna rank and change our ways to the end of days. To the end of days.